Welcome back, investors. Today we'll be discussing the portfolio progress for June. I'll be showing the gains, dividends received, which totaled almost £400, and buys and sells I made over the month. My portfolio nudges past 95k, so overall it was a big month. I will be also making some live purchases on the video, so keep watching to see what stocks I will be buying. In terms of the portfolio, I'll be talking about those stocks which have gone up or down by more than 5%, or something interesting has happened to it over the last month. Okay, some market news which I believe is notable for the last month. Let's look at how the broader general markets have done. So S&P 500 up 3.5%, the FTSE not doing as well in comparison, down 0.5%. But most of my stocks are US based, so I've done quite well this month, which you'll see later on. So the first piece of news that was of interest was in the second week of June, where Apple announced it's going to be implementing ChatGPT into its iPhones, which the market reacted really well to. The share price soared, which is good because I'm an Apple shareholder. Secondly, on the 12th of June, inflation in the US came in lower than expected, which pushed up the markets. On the same day, Broadcom announced really good earnings and also announced a 10-for-1 share split, which Nvidia did the month before, which again the market reacted really well to. The share price went up over 20%, I believe. A very solid company, Broadcom, with really good profits, and I'm a holder, so yeah, I was really happy about that. Next, on the 13th of June, Tesla shareholders approved Elon Musk's pay package of $56 billion. So this was really positive news for Tesla, I believe. So the background to the story was that a few years ago, Elon had some targets that if he met, these were quite lofty targets actually. I don't think many people believed he would achieve them, which he did. And then a Delaware court blocked it. But shareholders were allowed a vote on whether they would want to reinstate it, and they unanimously did. And that means Elon is going to get that pay, which I believe is correct. And in the long term, it's going to be good for Tesla. Elon is a driver of the growth of this business, and I think he's going to do really well off the back of it. On the 25th of June, Rivian, another EV manufacturer, announced that Volkswagen is going to be investing into it for initially $1 billion and then rising up to $5 billion if certain metrics are achieved. This is good news for Rivian, but overall I don't know how helpful it will be in terms of changing it into being a competitor within this market. Rivian has been burning through money. Adding Volkswagen helps, but will it be enough? I'm not sure, but let's see. So those were the notable pieces of news in my opinion. If there are more which I've missed, please comment down below, and yeah, make me aware of them actually. Now, as you can see, my portfolio is currently, so this is live video, it can fluctuate, but at the moment it stands at £79,524, which is up just over 11.6%, 0.6%. The last update on the portfolio, I was up 8.39%, so a good solid 3% growth over the last month, which is really good. So let's go over some of the big movers. AbbVie went up over 11%. No real news over the month that I can recollect, but just decent growth on the company. Amazon up over 7% this month. The company is a favorite for a lot of people. It's got really good fundamentals, a lot of cash on hand, good free cash flow. Overall, a very strong business, which I will be continuing to add to. Apple up over 12% here. As I mentioned earlier in the market news, one of the reasons is because it's added ChatGPT to the iPhone, which people are bullish on. ASML, a new holding. I did some analysis on the semiconductor industry, which I recently published on my YouTube, which did really well for a small channel like mine. If you haven't watched the video, please do. There's a link in the description below. And off the back of that research, I saw some solid numbers in this industry, which made me end up buying 3 companies, which is quite rare to have 3 new additions to a portfolio, but these numbers are really good. So ASML down just over 2.25% overall, but then I've just bought it, but I have confidence in this company that it's going to do well. Broadcom, again mentioned in my market news in the beginning of the video, up over, well, it's looking at 16% just now. Again, a really solid company within the semiconductor industry. The 10-for-1 split is going to help as well. Next up is Carnival. Now, a big shout out to this company. I bought this company because it was a pandemic play. It was a solid business, but the pandemic really hit it. It took on a lot of debt, which meant that the share price went really, really low. But the company recently turned a profit for the quarter, which wasn't expected by the market, and the management gave good guidance going forward that it's going to do well. And as you can see, it's popped over 20%. I have good feelings about this company, and it's going to do well. Costco up over 5%. It's done well over the last year, for example, up 57%. Some people saying it's quite expensive. I understand what they're saying, but it's a very solid business. If you ever go to Costco, it's always busy and people are always overspending. I mean, when I go, I buy more than I need, and that's a good business model for a retailer. Imperial Brands up over 6%. Had a good earnings last month, and although their sales have gone down, their margins have gone up. So the company gave good guidance that that's gonna continue. So that's up over 6%. Legal & General, now one that's gone down by more than 5%. That's after the company planned a reduced dividend growth. So they're saying the dividend's going to grow 2%, which equates to zero growth if you factor in standard rates of inflation. At the moment, inflation is higher than that. So yeah, that's the reason why it's gone down. I mean, no risk to the dividend at all, but it's just not going to grow at a quick pace at this stage. But that can change. But they've announced a share buyback, which is going to help. So yeah, overall, it happens. Microsoft up just under 10%. No real market news on this one, just good market sentiment and appreciation of a good stock. It's my favorite holding at the moment. Salesforce, another one at 8.97%. If you watch my last portfolio video, you know that I bought this because the market reacted quite badly to its earnings and guidance, and I thought it was a bit of a overreaction from the market. So I bought this, and it's already up 7%. And I don't know if I'm going to hold this long term, but I know that it's going to at least correct by 20% from the last video, and yeah, it's doing that already. Tesla up over 16%. So this finally, and as you can see that my Tesla position is in profit now. It's been trading sideways for a long time, but ahead of the announcement they're going to make on the 8th of August, I believe. I'm not sure what it will be, but it seems quite positive. It might be the announcement of a robo-taxi, which if that is the case, then it's going to be very bullish for that. It's one that I'm going to continue to buy. I believe in EVs being the future, and Tesla is the leader in that. So yeah, so that's it for the ISA part of my portfolio. So this is my investor count. Last month it was at 15,477, and currently it stands at 16,248. So another 3% increase on that one, which pushes my investor count just over 30%, which is a big milestone for me. So things are looking really good. Okay, so I'm gonna make some live purchases now. I've deposited £2,000 to the account, so I'm gonna go to Pies. I'm gonna invest £700 into my Pi. So let's do that. I'm going to split the purchases into two £1,000 buys. I'm going to do one now and one in 2 weeks. So £700 into the Pi, and it should occur like this. So we're going to confirm. It's going to start investing. Now what I'm going to do is invest the rest of it individually. So I'm going to invest £300 in some stocks which I feel I want to add to at this stage. So two stocks that I believe very strongly in, and they're down at the moment 5%. So I'm going to add £100 to Visa, then buy, and I'm gonna add £100 to Microsoft. MasterCard. Again, down 6%, but very good company. So £100 and buy order. Now the next one I see value in. Ahead of its event next month, early August, I'm gonna buy £50 of Tesla. And finally, I'm going to add the remaining £50 to, I'm going to go with ASML. It's a new holding, but I'm going to buy some more. And there you have it, £1,000 invested into my pie. As you can see, it reflects on my overall portfolio. So I have another £1,000 invested into the market. Onto the dividend payments for June. It was quite a big one actually. It got quite a few payments. So the first one came in from Visa for £4.24. Then you got Johnson & Johnson, £24.21. Then Legal & General, a very big one, £223.84 for me. I know this is a popular stock for the investment community. Healthy return on that one. Leon Basel for £57.91. ExxonMobil £31.06. IBM £40.87. Microsoft £7.68. So not a big dividend payer, but that's fine. I hold it mainly for growth. Same with Google, hold it mainly for growth, but this is the first time Google have paid a dividend, so this is also, I guess, nice to receive, because I don't think the growth in that company is going to slow down anytime. So overall, £389.51, which takes the annual total to £1,341.87 so far. Again, all passive income. I don't have to do anything for this. It's amazing. I wish I started investing sooner. So how does that compare to previous year's payments in June? So as you can see, 2021 it was £33.97, 2022 £130.74, £348.78 last year. And this year, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I've kind of realigned my portfolio to focus a bit more on growth stocks, as I believe they're going to do well, and they are doing well. My dividend payment is only a little bit bigger, but still it's going up, £389.51. So that's it for the video. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for subscribing and liking the video. It really motivates me to do some more. So all those new viewers, if you're watching right now, please subscribe and like the video. It really helps grow it, and I'll see you on the next one.